the chief.
Well, Steph and Chief, here we are in outside cannabis culture in the city's East End. This marijuana dispensary was raided earlier today by Toronto police, the second time in recent months. I was here just a few months ago, the same thing. We're here with a local resident. He does not want to be named or identified, so you're not going to see his face. Sir, you have a question for the chief. We met you moments ago because you have some concerns. So I'm going to put the mic to you, ask the chief your question, and he's going to answer.
I was just wondering, in view of the soon legalization of marijuana, isn't this a waste of resources?
The raid.
The raid, indeed.
Okay, Chief, there you go.
Chief, I will say that this person is not alone in this question. As a matter of fact, Cannabis Culture is operated by Jody Mark Emery, and Jody Emery tweeted today, at Toronto Police, keep wasting valuable tax dollars raiding peaceful places that help save people's lives. Brute force intimidation. So we have the viewer question there, and now the tweets from Jody Emery.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll be very cautious when I speak towards Ms. Emery, since she is pending charges right now. And to the person whose face is unknown, who's asked that question, you have to understand that the law is the law. And as I've stated in the past, we are talking about health issues. We're talking about not having quality control, not knowing where the product is coming from, and the allegations with the charges against the Emerys, the substantial amount of contraband and the amount of money, you look at it and it has overtones of organized crime. So there's that aspect of it. And the other component, which I think is crucially important, we're talking about trafficking in shatter. Now, I've yet to see where shatter is for medicinal purposes. Shatter is for monetary gain. High risk, high reward. It's 7 times more the profit margin than just regular marijuana, and has highly explosive qualities to it.
Yeah, so for people who don't know what shatter is, as it's being made to look by everybody who tweets who go to the pot shops, they just think, we're just getting marijuana. You know, I have back pain, I'm just getting marijuana. But what you're saying is shatter is allegedly being sold at these locations.
Well, yes,
what is it exactly?
We're alleging that there's trafficking of shatter, and what we are saying is that it is highly explosive. We talk about 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit, talking about 3,400 pounds of pressure. If you're living next door to someone that's making shatter and not doing it properly, now you become a victim because of this explosion. Or if you've got children or family, or if you've got a business. On Eglinton last year, because of shatter, it blew up a building, and we've got shards of glass going at a high rate of speed. If people had been walking, it would have been a huge public safety concern. So the storyline about, oh, this is for the well-being of people, let's make it clear. We're not charging any users. We're talking about people that are taking advantage of a gap right now with the system, and they're using the leverage point of the sensitivity of people that are medically ill, when in fact it's for monetary gain. And so that's what the allegations are. They'll have their opportunity in their day in court to explain that it's different than that. But I've yet to see any country that is saying shatter is legal.
So what kind of money is being made by people operating such kinds of dispensaries?
Well, it's alleged that they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a business.
And this is not that's not a year. That's a week, or that's a month, or.
Well, I don't know what the numbers are, but I know the numbers are staggering with respect to the profit margin. And so if we've cut into that profit margin of people that are dealing in drugs that are legal as the day is right now, then and like I said, the quality, we already know that there's no quality control. So we talk about pesticides and bacteria and mold, all kinds of things that people, rat feces, people are ingesting. So this is not a story that really seems to fit the real narrative.
Right. Okay, we've got another viewer question about this. Over to Sandy Benita, CB24.com. Sandy.
Hi, we've got a tweet from Online Present, and this is what he wants to know. Why are you focusing so much on initiatives like Project Gator when there's a clear-cut fentanyl crisis and deaths?
Well, first off, let's be very clear that because we're focused on one, it's not that we're not focused on the other. We're focused on everything. And yes, there is a fentanyl issue right across Canada. Out west, it's in epidemic proportions. It's not here at that same intensity level, but we are conducting investigations. We are making apprehensions when it deals with fentanyl, and that is a growing concern that we have. So we're actively investigating.
Going back to the cannabis culture and the Emerys, they keep getting raided. We've got, how many times now? At least twice in the past month. They keep reopening. Are you going to keep raiding them, and as long as they reopen?
Well, I'm not going to tip my cards. I'm going to say that if you are involved in criminal activity for the day, then you are putting yourself at risk for being charged.
And these are pictures of today's raid. Chief, why is it so hard for people, do you think, to understand that while the legislation might be coming, and it's been delayed when it comes to marijuana, they can't get past the fact that this stuff that's being sold allegedly in these dispensaries is illegal and unhealthy? Why, that message doesn't seem to be getting through.
No, the focus is on it's going to be legalized soon. I haven't been given that information yet. I know that the government is working very hard. They know the devil is in the details. They've looked at other states and other places where it has been legalized. They've seen the concerns and issues. They're trying to make it the best regulatory process that they possibly can. Once you ring that bell, you can't unring it. So they want to get it right. It's better to take time, get it right, than to just throw it out there because of this sense of urgency. And there is no sense of urgency to this. And the average marijuana prescription is something like 0.70 grams. So this nonsense of people going in and saying, give me the strongest stuff you got, the THC content is not necessarily what the medicinal value is for a lot of these people. So it's a story about making money.
Any final message for the Emery's?
No, they have their day to present themselves in court and to articulate their side of the story.
Okay, Chief, thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, Chief Saunders is going to take more of your questions, and we'll cover more topics for you. We'll be right back.